Hi, welcome to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel and we're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Glad you joined us tonight. We have a full evening of good organizations to talk to about the wonderful work they're doing in the community. We're going to start off tonight with the Mount Hood Kiwanis Camp, and representing Mount Hood Kiwanis Camp is Kayleen Deathridge. Nice to have you here, Kayleen. You're the Executive Director.
Yes.
And then the Development Director, Sky Burns.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. So the Mount Hood Kiwanis Camp, I know about it from my father, who was involved with the Kiwanis, and that was one of his loves. He just loved that camp. He just thought you did such wonderful work there. Tell me a little bit about, if you could, one of you, about the history of it, how it was started, why it was started, and what exactly you do there.
Absolutely. Thanks, Monica.
Sure.
The camp began 81 years ago in 1933. And it began actually during the Depression, and so it was in response to the need for opportunities for impoverished youth to get recreational opportunities out of the city. And the first about 20 years that was the camp's focus. We actually had our very first week for individuals with disabilities in 1951. And in 1957, we actually dedicated the camp's entire mission to serving youth and adults with disabilities.
Nice. Was it always a Kiwanis camp?
It was. It was founded by a Kiwanis club here in Portland, the Montevilla area. And then over the years, more and more clubs have gotten involved and helped to support the camp. Today, it's even bigger than Kiwanis, but they continue to be a core part of our support base.
Nice, nice. So it's been around a really long time. And so your mission is to give is it disabled children of all kinds of disabilities, and what kind of ages are we talking about here?
We serve campers from the age of 10, and we really don't have an upper age. You know, technically we say around 40, but generally, as long as an individual can come and participate, and we feel like they're benefiting from the program, we won't turn them away.
Right.
And you asked about disability types, and that's also very wide-ranging. So we see many, many people with Down syndrome, or people on the autism spectrum with cerebral palsy or traumatic brain injury. But there are many types of disabilities that are quite rare, and we'll see many people with very unique types of injuries or disabilities that also benefit from the camp.
I imagine that makes it somewhat challenging sometimes to be able to accommodate the different kinds of disabilities, and working with the staff that you have there. So the staff pretty well trained, and tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, you bet. Sky, do you want?
Oh,
Sky
sure.
was our development, or our she was our program director for 5 years before she took over the development role. So she actually ran camp for 5 summers.
You know all about it.
I do. We have specialized staff that are special education teachers, physical therapists, behavior specialists, autism consultants that spend their summer up here, go through extensive training, and really focus on how we can adapt this incredible program to meet the needs of our campers. It's even looking at the programs that we have. So horseback riding, we have an adaptive saddle that a camper can ride on completely independent, where no matter what their mobility ability level is, they can ride completely independent, which is really unique. For our zip line, another example, we have a full harness where an individual with cerebral palsy or is not able to use their legs or their arms are able to completely ride the zip line.
How great for people that have never had those opportunities before to be able to do that. I mean, I've never even done a zip line, so.
But come up to camp.
Yeah, okay. So you brought a short video, I believe, that kind of tells a little bit about the organization, or about the camp. So maybe we can take a look at that and get a real feel for what it's all about.
Great.
So let's take a look at that now.
We are a summer camp for kids and adults with disabilities. We function just like a camp that you may have gone to as a child. Imagine a Boy Scout camp or a Y camp. Each camper's here in camp for 1 week. They arrive on Sunday and they have activities through Thursday night, and then they go home on Friday morning.
We try to make camp as accessible as possible to everyone, no matter what their disability is. We definitely believe here that each camper can do anything and everything they want to do. They're paired one-on-one, typically with a counselor. Most of our counselors come from Portland State University.
The campers come up and they get not only the opportunity to enjoy the surroundings that we're in the Mount Hood National Forest. They're horseback riding, they're rafting, they're doing a zip line, but they're doing team building events, they're learning about nature. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. We have a great fish pond where many of these kids have never fished in their life.
What do we do today?
I love fishing.
We went fishing.
Fishing, rafting, hiking, canoeing, swimming, adventure.
To do crafts, to go swimming, to horseback rides.
Ride the zip line, climb the wall.
We're always out throwing the football.
Every day at the end of activities, they have an evening program. Sometimes it's a dance. We have campfire. They go to cookouts. They have s'mores and hot dogs out at a campfire. And Thursday they have a big barbecue, and we do a skit night, which is a favorite amongst our campers.
My favorite thing about camp is probably the Thursday night barbecues. You get to see the kids doing something up on stage that a lot of people believe they can't or wouldn't do, and it gives the campers a chance to do what they love to do, and that is be themselves without any restrictions and without any limitations and that sort of thing.
I think that the campers get to have a taste of having a sense of independence or a sense of freedom that they might not otherwise have in their regular life.
The biggest goal for our campers is that they walk away feeling like whatever they wanted to achieve at camp, they did.
A lot of the campers, they love the horses and they love the pool and they love the camp stuff, but what they truly love and want to come, the reasons they want to come back is because of the counselors.
Being able to see campers and counselors' faces when campers are achieving goals that they never thought possible.
Some of them have had experiences with people with disabilities in the past. Others have never had any experience with somebody that has a disability. And what we find is beyond the opportunity that they give someone to have a week in camp, they grow and they change so much.
And once they connect with a camper, they go back and they become advocates to their friends and family, and then they treat people differently.
I would encourage anybody to volunteer, come up. You will leave change for the better.
That was great. What a beautiful place. And as I'm listening to that, I'm thinking what you said at the very end about how life-changing that must be for the counselors. I mean, they probably get at least as much or maybe more out of that whole experience as the campers.
It's a good observation, Monica. I think that you're right. You know, sometimes I feel like we have two missions. We primarily exist, of course, to make sure that we're giving this unique and life-changing opportunity to people that have disabilities. But so many of us in the community have never worked with somebody that has a disability and doesn't know what that might be like. And so I think we just break down a lot of assumptions and we break down a lot of barriers, and you get this really rich opportunity to dedicate your effort to helping somebody else have an experience that's life-changing for them. And I don't think you can go to camp and not leave change.
Oh, I can't see how you could. It seems to me like that's a really great opportunity for educating other people that, you know, when the counselors leave there, they're going to want to spread the word about what a great experience it was and hopefully change people's perceptions if they're, you know, if they have if they don't understand about people with disabilities. Like you said, if people have never worked with them or had any interaction, then there are some misconceptions, and I think it's a beautiful thing.
And be an advocate too.
Yeah,
I mean, these individuals are going out into the workforce and out into the community and having the ability to advocate and just to be a representative to really make sure that we're representing all individuals.
Yeah, and that they're getting their chance too, because so many people that are disabled have every, you know, they're able to get out there in the workforce and do everything that we can do, but aren't given the chance because of misconceptions.
It's powerful. It's powerful even for their parents sometimes
Oh.
to see, you know, I never thought that my son or daughter could do that. And they're so surprised and excited. And I do hope it helps the community realize there's so many ways that people can engage. And a disability doesn't have to be a barrier unless we make it a barrier.
Very good, very nicely said. A lot of people return, counselors and the campers.
Yeah, yeah. I bet our return ratio is upwards of 80%.
Oh yeah,
They never want to leave.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So you, just to support this, to support the camp, it's obviously going to take a lot of money to do that. How are you funded?
There are a number of ways that we raise funds for the camp, and as you know, it's kind of the other part of what we do every day is help to bring in the funds that it takes to make camp necessary. We do a lot of grant writing, of course. We have a lot of foundations in the greater Northwest area that have supported us. We actually hold 3 big events each year. We have an auction, which I know you attended with us this year.
And it was great. It was really fun. And it was like a 2-parter. You had one in the morning. It was a brunch, which was lovely. And I went with my family, and we had a wonderful time. And then you had an evening one as well.
Yeah.
So
that
makes
was
it accessible for, you know, a lot of people.
Everybody,
it was a new format for us, but it worked out well. You know, a lot of our supporters are Kiwanians, some of whom are getting older, and so the daytime event was really appealing. And yet we also have a lot of families and other individuals that support us, and it was fun to dress up and get a babysitter and come out in the evening. So I think that's a format
What was your theme? It was
we were Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby, that's right. That's
it
right.
was 4 months ago. I
I
can't
know.
remember.
I know. But it was really fun. It was really fun.
And then we do a golf tournament, and then we do another event in the fall that I can let Sky share. We do a big walkathon.
Yeah, so we have our walk, roll, and stroll coming up on September 14th.
Walk, roll, and stroll.
Yes.
The roll, like
you got it. We do a 5K. We also have a 1K option, so it's really accessible for either individual if they're preferring a little bit of a longer walk or a shorter. And we have a free barbecue. It's a great event for family and friends to come out, connect with our campers and our counselors and staff and just supporters. It's a lot of fun. We have a band come out, the Staff Infection Band, actually. So
they played.
Yes.
Yeah, they were good. They were good. And
Yeah.
I really liked that about the auction that you had some of the campers there. That really it helped you connect with what you were there to support. So and listening to them talk. So there'll be some campers there, maybe some of their families, the band and the auction, or no, not an auction. This one, the barbecue.
Yes.
Always a draw.
And it's a great way for individuals who want to get to know the camp a little bit more to come out and actually meet us and meet the campers and see what it's all about, and also have a really fun day. We're at Oaks Park this year, so they can do a full day with the family, come out, have a walk, have a barbecue, and then head up some rides after. So it'd be really fun.
Go skating,
right?
Whatever
Exactly.
you do. So that is on the 14th of September?
Yep, coming up.
Which is a Sunday, 10 a.m. So that'll be fun. So if there are families out there who have kids with disabilities that are interested in doing this, do you have room in for camp for next year? How does that work?
Sure. Let's talk about our registration process a little bit. We open registration usually in early January. We haven't set the date for 2015 yet, but it's usually the second week of January. And if you check the camp's website, which is www.mhkc.org, we will have all of the registration information on our website. And what I tell families is just that we fill up very, very fast. So we usually start registration at 6 a.m. on the morning that we open. And I encourage families to be on their computers, logged in and ready to go at 6 in the morning.
How
Generally,
quickly do you fill up?
In 2 to 3 days, most of camp will be full.
Wow.
So, and within 2 to 3 weeks, pretty much all of camp will be full. So in order to have of our 8-week run, often families have a particular week that they want to attend. So in order to really get your first choice, you really need to get online those first 24 hours.
Wow, that's really fast. And then do you have a need for counselors? Do you have plenty of counselors?
We always are looking for volunteers and for counselors as well. We get a lot of our counselors through a partnership with Portland State University, which is wonderful for us. But the opportunity is so rich that we like to share it with as many people as we can. So we
you can use other volunteers too, I imagine.
Yeah, and throughout the year, many opportunities to volunteer. So we encourage anybody interested to just reach out on our website or call us. We've got a volunteer coordinator, and we'd be happy to connect them to some ways to help us.
Good. I think that's great. And I imagine you'd always take donations too if anybody wanted to.
Absolutely. We do like donations, don't we, Sky?
We do.
Did they show some pictures here? I don't know if we were showing pictures of some of the campers. The videos, I love the expressions on the kids' faces. It looks like that it affects them so much. So these are some of the kids from the camp.
So these are camper and counselors that you're seeing right here. You know, absolutely having a blast.
They get a little silly, don't
The
they?
costume shed is a well-used building in camp. So, yeah, we got some great shots this year. We're really enjoying them. I see future covers of our newsletter right here.
Yes. Look at that. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful place, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is our waterfall hike. Our campers get to go up and experience a beautiful waterfall.
It's about a mile up and back, and we will push campers in wheelchairs all the way. So they
So
get to go
everybody
to the,
actually has a day off.
everybody
Nobody's
goes.
turned away from that?
Everybody gets the chance to go to the
Look
waterfall.
at that smile. Who can resist that, huh? I can imagine for the parents this must be amazing to be able to let their kid go. I mean, how hard to let your kid go when you're the one who's been taking care of them so closely. And
we talk about that a lot. You know, the first time that you send your child to camp, even if they are fully articulate and can take care of their own personal needs, it's hard to let them go for a week.
Even if they're not a disabled.
Exactly. So, if your child has depended upon you for their care, it's doubly complicated. But it's really empowering, you know, to see families make that step, and to hear the parents talk later. Their kids come back and they're so much more independent. They don't want to be helped. They want to try new things, and we see that time and again. It really makes an impact on them to learn that they could do it by themselves and be successful. So
gives
that's
them the
like
courage and the confidence
the
to do that.
long-term impact of camp beyond just that week that they spend with us.
Wonderful. We're out of time. Thank you both so much. Any last words you want to say before I let you go here? Or we cover it pretty well.
I think we did great.
Okay.
We hope to see everybody at the walk.
Good, good. So the walk, roll, and stroll Sunday, the 14th of September at Oaks Park.
You got it.
All right. Thanks so much for watching this first segment of Community Hotline. I hope you enjoyed it. Mount Hood Kiwanis Camp does a fabulous job. And if you want more information, do go to their website. We'll be right back on Community Hotline with more in just a moment.
I'd say Katie is very energetic, sassy.
Effervescent.
Definitely has a teenage attitude for only being 10.
She's a burst of energy.
Light that I think helps to center you.
She's just a lot of fun.
No matter what kind of day you're having and no matter how hard you think things are in the day, you walk in the door and she's always there with a smile, waving at you.
My name's Kikadoi. I'm 10 years old. I'm older and I am a 5th grader. You're a 5th grader? I am a 5th grader now.
We kind of had a heads up that we might have a child with Down syndrome prior to her birth. I really had no experience whatsoever with anybody that had any disabilities. So at first it was a little scary. Probably propelled us more to really be investigating and looking to see what are the things that we can do to really help her. She's going to be able to do whatever she wants to do because I know she can, and even when she acts like she can't, we know she can, and it just makes us push her even more.
Well, she's very much your typical 10-year-old girl going into the 5th grade, but she happens to have Down syndrome. And so because of that, she doesn't seem to be able to keep up with all of the other things, for instance, volleyball or reading. She can do these things, but she just may not do them at all near their level.
I was a time nervous of going to camp a lot, so it was so much fun. And also, I had a good time at camp.
I was just more nervous. Was she going to be able to really participate, or was she going to just hold back and really be attached at the hip to a counselor and not go out and really try anything?
Yeah, I'm with my best friend today. Her name is Mary, Dennis, and Kylie.
The counselors that she's had the last 2 years, we know that they are right there with her, cheering her on, letting her know that exactly what she does is exactly what she was meant to do.
Kind of helped propel even more her getting into things within school, like doing the volleyball and doing the track, and not being maybe as afraid or apprehensive about trying to do those things.
So at camp, I do some submarine, and also I done the big swing.
She came back, it was like she had aged. I mean, she suddenly realized that she can go somewhere away from mom and dad and her brother and her sister, and that she gets to be Katie and stand up on her own.
It was amazing at camp. It was not so cold, not so hot, not so rainy. It was just perfect.
It's a really great, safe experience for them to be able to go, and whether their children have autism or Down syndrome, that no matter how much you want inclusion for your children, for them to be able to go and just be exactly who they are. Sorry, I got goosebumps. That's really important, that they get to go and just be. And it just makes me thankful that the Camp Kiwanis is there, because their kids, it can completely change who they are and how that parent can even see their kid. They see them as somebody who actually was able to live a life for a week without them, and get out and paint a horse or get on a barrel or do something that this parent never saw that kid doing.